can feel the magic in the air, knowing miracles are everywhere when you listen to the wisdom of your heart. Listen with your heart. Listen with your heart.
Today's question asks, Dear Eve, after 15 years of marriage, I'm back in the dating pool. I've known this gentleman for 2 years, and he and I have flirted back and forth the whole time. He now has a girlfriend of 1 year, but never speaks positive of her. He still flirts a lot, and at every opportunity, he either hugs me or holds my waist or hand. He got together with a girlfriend when he thought I was married. It was a long, drawn-out divorce. He knows the divorce is official and is always asking me things about my life. I asked him if he was going to get married, and he said that, quote, he isn't giving her a ring just to make her happy, unquote. He has told me once that he loved her, but wouldn't look me in the face. I think about him constantly, and this is the first time for me to ever be like this. I just don't know how to read when a man flirts the way he does. Is it fun, or is he telling me something? And should I let him know my feelings or just let it ride? So this is a really tricky situation. And the first question I would have for you is, how long have you been in the dating pool? And how much time have you had to really recover? Because I think that there requires a time after divorce where you have to kind of get a grip on life after divorce and rediscover yourself. One of the things that happens when we're completely enmeshed in a marriage or a relationship is we kind of merge our lives with the other person, and we end up sort of feeling like we're all one. We eat the same foods, and we do the same activities, and we watch the same movies, and we talk about the same topics, and at some point along the way we start to lose ourselves. For me, I think it's really incredibly powerful if we reframe the way we do this in relationship. And rather than coming together and completely merging, we want to do it differently. The other thing that we do that doesn't work is we come together half. And we find somebody who's another half. And we create what I call the whole, H-O-L-E, through which a relationship falls. And this is often what happens, is that you've been in a marriage for a long time and you absorbed with the other person. And now you're trying to find yourself, and there's that sense of missing the other half. Now you're going out and meeting a guy who's only half available, if that, and you're trying to connect in a way that's not going to be really healthy unless something seriously changes. My invitation is that you look at relationships a little bit differently, and you look at it as, and this is going to require some work on your behalf, is that you are a whole person already, whole and complete, and you want to find that again, because undoubtedly it's probably gotten a little bit distanced from you. And you want to seek somebody who is also whole, complete, and happy in themselves. And then you come together and link in relationship in such a way that this link is where the relationship is, but over here is still the other person, and over here is still you. And this is where the strong relationship is. That way, your identity is still there, and his identity is still there. Your sense of wholeness is still there. And this is where real, true, healthy relationship gets created. One of the tricky things about going through divorce or separation, especially after a long drawn-out one, is that we tend to end up feeling empty at the end, and we end up feeling needy, if you will. And needy is never a good place to start a relationship. So the invitation to you is to really start looking at what is in it in you that would be satisfied with a man who's cheating on his sweetheart. And he may not be cheating physically at this point, but he certainly is emotionally cheating. And the challenge with that is that you're choosing to be with someone or choosing to seek a relationship with someone who A, is not available, and B, has questionable trustworthiness. So you want to take a look at that and really take a moment to say, wait a minute, I don't want to come to this from a place of emptiness, because that will attract that whole, H-O-L-E, through which this relationship falls through. I want to come to this whole, W-H-O-L-E, so that I can link with someone in a strong way. Now, how do you do that? You want to take that time for yourself, because and remember, what is it that you like to eat? What kind of movies do you like to watch? What do you like to do? What are you passionate about? And really start building that sense of self back up so that you have something to offer, so that you know your own value, so that you know your own deservability. And then turn your attention on attracting the kind of man that you actually want, one that's available for you, one that's ready to love you fully. Now, as it relates to the gentleman you're with, probably what I would do is say something funny to him like, hey, our timing just seems to be off. First I was with someone, now you're with someone. Perhaps when we're both available, let's see what happens. And let him know that it's really not okay with you to be flirtatiously involved while he's with somebody else. It all goes back to self-esteem. Take that time to get to know yourself again. Take that time to develop that sense of wholeness so that you can have the kind of relationship that you truly deserve.
Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart.